Hello everyone, this is my video for 3D design making a cup, and this is the shortest piece of work that I've ever written in my life. All I've asked you to do here is to follow this tutorial on YouTube and make a cup exactly the same and put a screenshot in it there. My video is going in there, but I can't put that in now, I haven't finished making it. So open up TinkerCad. This is for your own design of cup. So now I'm going to try and be a bit creative and make a cup as I would want to. So I put the basic shape on there, and I know my cup should be about that big, but I also know it should be a bit taller than that because cups are usually about that big. Right, so now that's going to be the shape of my cup. The top's at the bottom and the bottom is at the top. I'm going to put on an anti-box, a hole, so I can use that to cut off the top of the cup. Maybe a little taller. Move it up to there and across. And now into the top of the cup. Right, check that out. That cup's going to fall over, so I need to make that box bigger and then move it down a bit more. I think that won't fall over now. It might fall over, so a bit more. Up. Wrong button. There you go. Right, so now I'm going to group those two, shift click, and then it will cut off some of my cup, but not all of it. I moved the box too far that way. Okay, try again. Okay, now we've got it. So now I'm going to turn it upside down. So I'm looking at it as cup would look like. Okay, now this is something we didn't do before. If you click on the cup and we go to here, copy, and then paste, we'll get a second cup exactly the same. Now I want to make the second cup into a hole, and then I'm going to use that to cut the hole into the middle of my actual cup. So make it a little bit smaller so that it won't cut out the whole cup. And now I need to make it a little bit taller. And I need to leave a gap at the bottom so that it won't cut the bottom off the cup. Okay, so now I've got my hole in my cup. If I shift click on both of those two again and I go to here, I can align them, and that means putting the two shapes in the same place. I'm going to use Taurus for my handle, so rotate that. Try again. Okay, I got the wrong one. This is the one to rotate it the way that I want. Okay, now I've got to rotate it this way. Okay. Obviously the handle's not going to be very big like it is. Well, it's not very big now, so I need to make it bigger. Okay, that's starting to look a little bit like a handle. So shift click and align again. Make sure the handle's in the middle, and now I can see if it would work. Well, it's too low. Now is good. So move it into the middle of the cup and align one more time. Okay. Check that you can get your fingers into that. Looks possible, but I think it's a bit too fat. So if I click on just the handle, if I go to the tube and I reduce that down, it's very hard to reduce this. Maybe I can do it with some other way. Click on the number. Yeah, click on the number. Right, so now I've got more space in the middle of that. I think I'm going to go down a little bit more. So 1.8. Yeah, it's a bit thinner now. Can definitely get my fingers in there. I'll make it a little bit more that way. Okay, so now I've got a handle and a cup with no hole. So now if I click on that and shift click on the cup, now I've got to align them that way, which I think they already are. And I've also got to align them, well, I've do it in 2 steps. Oh, that works. That works really well. Now I've got to move the handle into the middle of the cup again. So it's got to be there. Let's see that. Looks pretty nice. So if I just select everything with the box and then group it, we'll see what that looks like. Oh, look at the hole. It's messed that hole up badly. So I've got to align that. Make sure it's in the middle this time. Yes, I think so. One more time then. Try and merge those. Yeah, okay. Well, there's my cup, but I want to put something on the face of the cup just to make it a bit exciting. And I think I put on some letters last time, but this time I want to try something new, which I've never done before. Scribble. So if I move the scribble tool onto there, I'm going to write something on my cup using, well, like this. What am I going to say? I'm going to call it a cup. Never question my creativity. Right. So we now have a shape that looks like a cup. I can erase it, and I can use this to draw a shape out like that if I wanted to, but I don't. Right, so we finished the scribble. How do we get back onto the main screen? Oh, done. Okay, done. Right. So those are my letters that I want to put onto the cup. So I'm going to rotate it this way, 90. Does that work? Nope, it's gone upside down. Try that one again, 180. Now let's have a look. Yeah, well, it'll work from this side. So now I've got to rotate it that way. Okay, let's have a look. Cup. So now I've just got to move it on to, well, obviously, move it onto the cup. Now I won't be able to align this now because the handle's part of the cup, so it won't put it in the right place. Well, this is the game anyway. I've got to get that in there so that it won't fall off, because I'm imagining that I'm really going to print this cup. I want it to actually work. Right, now I just have to make it a bit thinner on that side. Okay, so some parts of the letters are inside the cup, and there's nothing I can do about that without making it so thin that they don't stick on, that there's not too much gap on this side. Well, there's no gap. Okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, so collect everything and then merge it, and that's what my cup is going to look like. Okay, gentlemen, your task today, make a better cup than this. Any kind of cup you want. You can use any of the shapes on there, including scribble, and put your screenshot in that document, and I'll see you in class. Bye bye, everyone.